Hey everybody, welcome to your Virgo horoscopes for the week. These are the horoscopes for the week of July 23rd to July 29th. We still have Mars in Virgo, and that's about it, actually. Almost had Venus in Virgo, but it went retrograde, like right at the beginning of the week. Now, this is not, luckily, it's retrograde in the sign that's right next to yours. So the good thing about that is that there's not a whole lot of interaction between the two. But a Virgo retrograde is going to cause some problems for everybody. So just be prepared and be aware. A lot of people are going through things, and if you're not going through things, that's okay. Just keep an open mind that people are going through their thing, and no, that does not mean put up with crap that you should not have to put up with, but it does mean having a little bit extra patience for people just as a rule, which is kind of good. We do continue to have Mars influencing your support system. Mars continues to be in opposition with Saturn, which is focused on family. Saturn's retrograde, mirroring that responsibility back at you. So there's a couple of different things. There are a couple of different ways, I guess, that we can interpret this here. One, we're looking at people putting responsibilities on you that aren't yours. So, for instance, I'm seeing a lot of people that are making their families responsible for taking care of them needlessly. Okay, now I am all for, if you've got a sick or an elderly relative, you take care of them, obviously, but when they can take care of themselves, no, I don't think so, but some people are just, they're kind of like that, they get themselves into these situations and they just expect that somebody saves them for it. And then when they never leave that mentality, you literally live with it for the rest of your life. I'm sure some of you can identify with this. So in some ways, this is about looking at the responsibilities that people are putting on you and deciphering between what really is your responsibility versus what's not. So, for example, if you've got a sibling that's got a kid who's always bugging you to babysit because you don't have a whole lot going on and making you feel bad, if you don't babysit that kid, hey, your sibling decided to have a kid, okay? And your sibling needs to be able to provide childcare for that kid without having to go to family, or that sibling needs to rethink their plans, not you. Okay, so it could be interpreted that way, but it can also be interpreted a different way, like as in you slam that door shut. I'm trying to keep it open to keep the air flowing, and it's just obviously it's not working. The other way that you can interpret this is you're not taking on the responsibilities that you should be taking on in that situation. So, for instance, I do have a Virgo child who is very responsible. Thankfully, I'm very happy about that. And if I were to say, okay, in order for you to live here, you need to pay all the rent to the house, that would really not be cool. That's me putting my responsibility on him. And he, as a Virgo, could say, Mom, you're crazy. I don't think so. That's your responsibility, but I will pay my share of it. Okay. That can also mean that as well. We also have, God, there's so many lines here. Okay. We also have Mars moving into a trine with Jupiter, and Jupiter's influence is in money, and Jupiter's all about growth and expansion. So we're talking about making money and more money and more money and more money. So we can be making money, we can be investing money that's making more money. We could be putting our money away in something that is going to create interest, or so we're making money off of our money in some way, shape, or form. So as these two things line up, and this is actually a very aggressive energy going into this, which I think is what you guys need, really. It's Virgos don't just wander along and then kind of sort of go, oh, that seems nice, and think about what they want to do. They're like, I got a plan, let's do this. So there's all this aggressive energy going to your money growth is a really good thing for you guys. So, and that's pretty much going to be present for you pretty much all week long. Yes, all week long. That wonderful money growth influence is going to be there with you. So honestly, if you looked at what I was looking at with all the way that the planets are moving around and lining up with each other, it looks like a huge mess. But when you just look at what you guys are dealing with, it's not quite as bad as it could be. So that's really, really good. And that opposition with Saturn, yeah, it's a pain in the butt, but everybody needs to understand. Everybody needs to be able to identify that they are accountable for their own stuff, or that they are being forced to be accountable for somebody else's stuff. It just makes things so much lighter when you are dealing with yours and letting everybody else deal with their own. One last thing, Virgos do tend to be the sign that really likes to get in the middle of the drama or stir the drama or what have you, or just jump in to help with the drama, and it winds up being a mess. This is probably not a good week for that. If I were you, if it's not your mess, stay out of it. Let them deal with it. Don't let them rope you into it. It's not, what is that term? Not my circus, not my monkeys. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do click the link in the description and send me a coffee. I would love it. You guys go make that money, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great week.